Attention everyone! Listen up! The Lord of all, the King of
You have just seen it all. What started as a beautiful public worship moment just ended in serious controversy. A young guy boldly declares Jesus. Definitely, the youth sang, lives was touched, till the tea turned into chaos. Even a girl on pink was even pushed in the process. And people were ranting on the comment section, if it was secular musician, if it was Davido or Burna Boy, this wouldn't have happened. But let's look at it in another perspective. First off, let's move past the noise. Let's talk about what really happened, the positives, the problems, and what should have been done differently. Not only from my point of view, but also from the place of wisdom and order. You understand? So we are going to look at the advantages of what this young guy did before looking at the disadvantages. Number one advantage is public boldness for Christ. In a world where people are ashamed to proclaim their faith, this young man publicly proclaimed Christ, and this is something we shouldn't ignore or mock. Yes. Then number two advantage is spiritual awakening in unexpected places. The guy brought worship into a secular space, and it also reminded people, it changed the atmosphere. It reminded people that God is not limited to the four walls of the church. That's a good one. Then the third advantage is it inspired the youth to join. As you can see, no one was coerced, and the fact that they all joined willingly shows the hunger of God in this generation. So that's a good one right there. So let's look at the disadvantages and where it all went wrong. Number one disadvantage is that chaos and confusion now took over, especially when people started pushing, shouting, and it just looked as if it was a mini stampede, only in the name of worship. And Jesus Christ cannot be seen in the place of confusion. Exactly. Then the second disadvantage is no planning and no permission. This is a mall, not a revival ground. So in this life, there are rules and there are process. I think before you do this kind of a thing in a mall, you should tell the right people, inform the right people, take permission from them to avoid this kind of mini stampede. Third disadvantage is public misunderstanding and pushback. A lot of people misunderstood it. They started saying if it was Davido or Burna Boy that this would not have happened. This is not about Jesus or Afrobeat. This is about public order. Even if it was a Afrobeat musician, he should take permission, or he has to take permission before he even performs in a public space. So that's it. So guys, let me tell you what he should have done. He should have gotten the management approval first. You understand? There are some malls that allow flash worship if it's planned. He could have still announced Jesus, he could have still shared about Jesus, but he could have done it with structure. I don't know if you get my point. So that's the mistake he made. Then secondly, he should have sang calmly and not loudly. Sometimes calm voices reaches deeper to the soul than shouting. He didn't even need a crowd. Even quiet worship can still draw attention. Yes. Then thirdly, he could have people on ground for order. Yes, not just hype men or people that are videoing, but also people that will keep things safe. At least that would have prevented what happened to that girl on pink, because they really pushed her. Let's look at it in biblical context. In 1 Corinthians 14:40, the Bible says, let all things be done decently and in order. Boldness for God is very, very beautiful, but it should be done in wisdom and in order, because fire without structure is wildfire, and God does not move in a disordered place. You understand? Any worship, no matter how sincere our worship might be, if it endangers the life of others, then it's not God's design. Seriously. So let me give my personal opinion on this. I admire his zeal. Seriously. I celebrate his boldness. But I believe that passion must not override wisdom. Even the Bible said it, that wisdom is profitable to direct. In as much as he meant well, but he passed a good message, but the method of passing the message really left a wrong impression. You understand? So as followers of Christ, we represent Christ. We should also represent Christ in our conduct in public spaces. That is just it. So I believe that he was wrong in a way, he was right in a way. And I also pray that God Almighty, as Christian, God Almighty will also give us wisdom on how to do things in a right way, because it's one thing to carry the fire of God in us, and it's one thing to carry that fire with discipline. So I pray that God Almighty will always direct us and help us. That's it. So guys, what do you think? Was this bold evangelism, or was this reckless execution? Just comment what you think and let's talk on the comment section. Please comment respectfully, please. So my beautiful family, if you love takes, like honest takes on trending gists, trending videos, make sure you share, comment, like, and subscribe to Alicia Nikki News, where gists plenty. And also I pray that God Almighty will help us and let Jesus be seen truly in our life, not just our volume. Thank you, love you. Mwah. Bye.